importantly, Marvel has future plans for Thor and Loki together. Now, look, I'm going to tell you, one of my favorite things about the MCU is the sibling relationship between Thor and Loki. I loved it right from the very first Thor movie that Kenneth Branagh directed. I love that movie. I think it's one of the most underappreciated comic book films ever made. I love how their relationship started to evolve and grow. And then ultimately, you know, when Loki died the 8 times, but the last time he died, when he was, the last time he died was in Loki season 1, and then he was actually in that other dimension. But the 2 times ago that he died, at the beginning, I think it was Infinity War, when, you know, Loki was actually trying to save his brother, ended up getting his neck broken by Thanos, who said, "No resurrections this time." Joke's on you, Thanos, because Loki's back again. But we've all been wondering, we saw how that broke Thor's heart, and I've been looking forward to seeing the 17th reunion between Thor and Loki. And is that something we're going to get? Is that ever going to be a part of the plans? Well, according to a Marvel executive, that is something Marvel is working towards. This came to us from Marvel executive Kevin Wright, who said this: "I think the sun shining on Loki and Thor once again." I love that line. That when Loki says to Thor, "The sun will shine on us again, brother." Anyway, I think the sun shining on Loki and Thor once again has always been the priority of the story that we're telling. But for that meeting to really be fulfilling, we have to get Loki to a certain place emotionally. I think that's been the goal of these 2 seasons. I love that he said this. Number one, that he's saying, like, the whole goal, the priority of this story that we're telling is about getting Thor and Loki back together again. And that the whole goal of these 2 seasons has been getting Loki back into an emotional place where that reunion can happen and hopefully have the most impact. Now, I have always loved when these guys hate each other, and I love it when they love each other. I mean, there's just something about this relationship and that dynamic that has been so incredible. And not only that, but the dynamic and relationship between Tom Hiddleston and Chris Hemsworth at all. Like, a lot of people, some of you may not know that Tom Hiddleston, the way he got into the Marvel thing here is he was one of the finalists to play Thor. Chris Hemsworth got it, though. They had a great relationship. Marvel loved Tom Hiddleston. They went, well, what if we made you Loki? And the rest is history. Because, I mean, I'm not going to say Tom Hiddleston as Loki is necessarily up there with Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man or Chris Evans as Steve Rogers. But I'm telling you what, it's hard for me to imagine what the MCU looks like without Tom Hiddleston playing Loki. I mean, he's just been brilliant in it. So I love hearing this. It does tell me that Loki season 2 does not end with Loki dying for the 9th time, which is fine by me. I just want to see these guys on screen together again. Guys, we want to thank a sponsor of this video, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. Kickstart a fresh fall routine with HelloFresh. HelloFresh handles all the meal planning and shopping to deliver everything you need to cook up a tasty meal right at home. They do the hard part, and you get to take the credit. HelloFresh takes the stress out of mealtime by delivering fresh ingredients and easy recipes right to your door. So this fall, skip that extra trip to the grocery store and have dinner ready in no time with America's #1 meal kit. Like we've mentioned before, Ann and I are both working professionals, and mealtime is sometimes a bit stressful. That's why we absolutely love HelloFresh. It's nutritious, it's delicious, and we actually have a really good time making dinner together. So guys, go to HelloFresh.com/50Campea and use the code 50Campea for 50% off plus free shipping. That's HelloFresh.com/50Campea and use the code 50Campea for 50% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit. Chris, I mean, maybe an argument can be made that we've had lots of Loki and Thor together over the course of the MCU. Do we really need more? I say yes, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yes, we do. And also, I would absolutely posture that Loki is, or Tom Hiddleston as Loki specifically, is a top 5 MCUer. I mean, who else brought Hall H to complete silence by just shh? Oh, that moment still gives me chills.
It's one of the greatest Comic-Con moments of all time. Tom Hiddleston walking on that stage in Hall H, and Loki says, I am Loki of Asgard, and I'm burdened with glorious purpose. I think that might be the best Comic-Con moment ever.
Oh, yeah. It was brilliant. And he's talked so much, too, about how he loves this role so much, and he feels so intrinsically tied to Loki now. And I view him as him. But I love when these two are together. They have such wonderful chemistry. I loved all of their different kind of like plans and moves that they had in Ragnarok. I don't care what anyone says about Dark World. I loved the building of that relationship too.
It's one of the few really good things about that movie.
It is, where you explore that resentment more and why Loki would even feel this way about him and why Thor is still trying to fight to earn this brother who resents him so much. It's beautifully done, and they have such a good time together, and I want more of that, especially because it was so heartbreaking for Thor. Thor's lost everyone. He now has love, obviously, but he lost all of his, nuclear family.
Yeah.
And one, you can just have a lot of fun with how much he's missed him, and then still just like smacking the shit out of his brother and being like, why are you always pretending to be dead? Why? Why does this always happen? You little scamp. I think it'd be a really lovely thing to see them together. And I love that phrasing of bringing back that sun will shine line here, because I think that is the dynamic we really, really like. For me personally, it was never Thor and his romantic relationships. It was always...
No, that's never been the part that worked.
No, it's always been the brotherhood. And that's what I've really enjoyed seeing. And I want to get back to that.
Actually, when you think about Thor and really what that character has lost, let's go down the scorecard here. His mother was killed. His father's died. His brothers died 8 times. As much as she was the enemy, his sister died. His 3 closest friends in the world, the Warriors 3, all murdered and died. The one person, then Jane died.
Jane?
Jane? And then the one person he still has in his life is Lady Sif. I mean, but that's it. Look, his 3 best friends, his love, his mother, his father, he's...
Plus Asgard.
And oh yeah.
I mean,
Asgard,
his actual home is gone.
Home.
Yeah.
Like this guy, as much as people jump on that he's the lightest and the goofiest of the characters, no character in the MCU has lost what he has lost. And if they can give him that reunion with Loki, I would love to see it. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.